Hello family, hope you're having a great day. As you can see by the title of this video, today I'm going to talk about my third trimester. I am currently 39 weeks pregnant. Wow, look at that big belly. It's definitely dropped. And I feel her head right here. It's crazy. And also feel something over here. I'm not sure what it is. But anyways, I wanted to do this video before baby girl comes. It may be my last video, you guys. I asked you on Instagram in my stories to tell me the questions that you have, and I will be responding them in this video. Before I start, I'm drinking my raspberry leaf tea. And raspberry leaf tea, what it does is that it helps to strengthen your uterus. So the uterus is a muscle, and when you're gonna have a baby, it contracts. That's why you have contractions. So it contracts, it goes up, so that way your baby can come down. And what raspberry leaf helps with is to strengthen that muscle. So when you have contractions, it makes them more effective and does a better job at contracting and making your labor easier, that's what they say, and shorter. And yeah, thankfully, I've just had a really good pregnancy. I have felt really, really good. I've felt a lot of energy. I haven't felt swollen. I haven't felt heavy. I haven't felt too tired. You know, this trimester I did feel a little bit more tired, but I'm not like, I can't get out of bed. I've had amazing digestion. My metabolism feels great. And overall, it's just been really good. And I think a big part of it is that I've stayed active my whole pregnancy. I've worked out my whole pregnancy. I feel like that's helped me a lot to just feel good, like feel energized. And then another thing is just eating healthy, like eating nutritious foods. So those two things have definitely helped me a lot. Also just staying hydrated, sleeping well, and prioritizing my health overall. I want to answer your questions, so I don't want to make this video too long. In Spanish, it was like very, very long, so I'm going to try to make it a little bit shorter here. Okay, are you going to film your birth? That is a very common question that I've been getting, and yes, I am going to film it. I don't know if I'm going to post it yet. But I am gonna film it. I'm gonna have a birth photographer and videographer come for the birth, and yeah, I'm excited for those pictures. You know, another thing I'm gonna try to do is vlog during my early labor, just because I want to document it. I feel like that's gonna be so cool to look back on. So I'm gonna do that. When did you feel ready to have a baby? I am not sure if I want to or am ready for it. You know what? I think I felt really, really ready after my miscarriage. The first time I got pregnant, when I had the miscarriage, I didn't feel like that ready for it, because it was very unplanned, but like it came sooner than I expected. But after I had the miscarriage and we had a little bit more time to plan it, I felt really ready to have a baby. And now that I'm about to have my baby, I kind of wish I did it sooner, but then, you know, God's time is perfect. Like I wouldn't have been like as ready as I am now. So, and you know, and then I also think like, are you ever ready for it? I think it's something that you just kind of have to just do and jump for it, you know, take a leap and do it. And then just see, you know? I'm grateful that I did it, and that's what helped me. What trimester was the hardest for you? For me, I think the first trimester was probably the hardest because I was feeling nauseous, tired. I still wasn't like looking pregnant by any means. And then I was also just keeping it to myself, which was like nice, but at the same time, I like, you know, I wanted to kind of like share it with my family, and I wasn't. So I think that was like the hardest trimester, but hard, I mean, like I said, it's just been really good the whole time. I was still working out even in my first trimester, because that's when I actually felt good, when I was working out. So yeah, do you want to pee more during this time of your pregnancy? Yes, 100%. I'm peeing like every 45 minutes, every 30 to 45 minutes, I'm going to pee. I already pee a lot. Like I already go pee like every 2 hours. So being pregnant just like made it even more. Have you had insomnia these last few days, and do you feel anxious for the arrival of your baby? So throughout my whole pregnancy, well, second and third trimester, I have had nights where I have insomnia, where I will like literally wake up at like 3 a.m. and I can't go back to bed until like 6. But it's not every day and it's not every week. So there's some weeks where I'm really good and there's some weeks where I'm not that good. One thing that really helps me is just focusing on my breath. Like I'll just like breathe and focus on, you know, counting in 4, counting out 6. Regarding the anxiety, I don't feel anxious. I feel very excited. I feel very, very excited to meet her. I know it's gonna be like a whole new world. I know that my life is gonna completely change, but I'm just so ready for it. You know, like I'm just ready. I'm ready to have those sleepless nights. I'm ready to just lay in bed for the first weeks and do nothing and just nest with her. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Were you very disciplined during exercises after the first trimester? Yes, I worked out my whole pregnancy. Like I have my routine. So Monday, Thursday, and Friday are lifting weights day. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, I would do yoga and Pilates. So I mixed it up between that. Monday was usually like functional training. And then the rest of the time I would walk a lot. Like the second trimester, I was very active. Like I was doing a lot of cardio, a lot of walking, a lot of elliptical. So yes, I stayed super active like my whole pregnancy. Are you scared of labor and giving birth? I'm not scared. I'm actually very excited for it. I'm not scared about the pain. Like I was telling Dorian, like I'm not scared of it. Like I know that I'll be able to do it. Like if millions of women have done it before me, I know that I can do it too. So I'm very excited about it actually. I'm excited to live it, to experience it, to feel it, everything. What is your birth plan? So I do have a birth plan, but like with birth plans, you kind of just have to do it, but then also surrender that day, because you can have a birth plan and like, it's most likely not gonna go the way that you planned. For me, the way that I see a birth plan is kind of having like an idea of what you wanna do. So one thing that I wanna do is like just be very active during my my early labor and during my whole labor. Like that's my whole thing. I just want to be active, like go for a walk, get into different positions, see what positions I feel good, whether that's like on all fours or if it's in a squat position or if it's like, you know, just like any positions that I'm feeling good in. Like that's my main thing, just like staying active throughout my whole labor. And Dorian's gonna be with me, so he's gonna be supporting me, he's gonna be massaging me. I have a doula as well, so she's gonna be coming and yeah, just like staying active, staying hydrated. Something else that I do want is just, I want the room with candles. I want my diffuser with my essential oils, with my lavender. I have a playlist that I'm gonna be playing, so I really wanna set the mood for like getting relaxed, feeling good, you know, setting the mood for my birth. And I also have my affirmations from my mother's blessing that I'm gonna put up as well. How did you prevent stretch marks on your belly, boobs, and legs? I've been using this tallow cream, and it's basically just tallow and some essential oils. And it's really helped me. Like I haven't had any stretch marks. And obviously like you won't really know until you give birth if you have stretch marks or not. And it's also genetics. So you can do everything. Like you can stay hydrated, you can, you know, put lotion on your skin every single day. But if your mom and, you know, runs in your family stretch marks, there's a chance that you will get them. Also, nutrition plays a big role. So if you are eating well, if you're not eating any junk food, processed food, there's less chance that you will have stretch marks as well. What is your due date? So my due date is November 8th. And obviously that due date is like an average. Like I'm actually planning to go over my due date because I'm a first time mom. So when it's your first baby, usually you go over your due date. And then another thing is that only 5% of babies are born on their due dates. So it's just like, it's usually days before, days after. It's never really like super accurate. How much weight have you gained? So I've gained around 30 pounds in total. This last week I actually lost some weight, and I've heard that's normal like at the end of your pregnancy, but 30 pounds is what I've gained, and I haven't been like tracking my weight of like, oh my gosh, I can't gain weight, you know, things like this. I've just prioritized eating nutritious, feeling well, and yeah, that's basically it. Is Dorian excited? Yes, he's so excited, you guys. Like, he has loved my pregnancy so much. Like, he loves my pregnant body. He tells me every day that I'm this hot mama. And he's just so excited to be a dad. Like, I just love him, and he's been so supportive, and he's been very involved, and he's been educating himself, and he's just, I feel so blessed. Like, I give thanks to God every single day because he's just been great, and I know that he's gonna be a great dad, and I'm just so excited to watch him become a dad. Will it be a natural birth? Yes, that is the plan, to have a natural birth. I get the whole epidural thing, but for me, I think like I don't want that. You know, I want to feel it all. And also I don't want drugs inside of me, and unfortunately all those drugs also go to the baby. That's another subject for another day. If you guys want, we can talk about that because I know a lot about that, but yeah, the goal is a natural birth. Are you gonna show your baby's face? Yes, I'm gonna show my baby's face. My channel is not gonna become all about my baby. It's just gonna continue being about my healthy lifestyle. Obviously, my baby's gonna come out in my videos and my photos on Instagram and stuff, but it's not gonna be like about him. But yes, I'm gonna show her face. Who do you think your baby will look like? I think that she's gonna look more like Dorian. But Dorian says that she's gonna be identical to me, so we shall see. Up to this point, being FTM, is there anything you would have done differently on the first or second trimester, or wish to have learned or informed more about? Yeah, one thing is the ultrasounds. I feel like I did 4 ultrasounds, and I don't think they're like that necessary, to be honest. I don't think they're very harmful to the baby, but I just don't think they're very necessary. And just like a lot of those tests that they do is like, I don't know, I feel like it put a lot of fear in me, you know? Like, I was just anxious, like waiting for the results and stuff like that. So I think if I could do something different, I wouldn't have gotten so many ultrasounds. I got 4 total. I would have probably just gotten like 1. You know, like, you really don't need more ultrasounds. So that's one thing I would have done differently. I think another thing I would have done differently is I have been doing hypnobirthing, and I started doing it in my 3rd trimester. That's like one of the ways that I've been preparing for birth. But I feel like I would have liked to get into it a lot more. Like I do the hypnobirthing meditations here and there, but I kind of wish Dorian and I would have taken a hypnobirthing class and just get more into that, because I've heard like amazing things about it. What have you enjoyed the most during this trimester? Getting ready for the baby, like just buying little things and just getting the house ready, moving to a bigger house, creating an environment to receive her. Like, I really enjoyed that. So yeah, that's what I've enjoyed the most. It's become a lot more real, and I've just been preparing mentally, emotionally for birth, for her arrival, and yeah, that's what I've enjoyed the most. Have you been eating dates during your pregnancy? I've been eating dates, yes, but not until like the 3rd trimester. That's when I started eating more dates, and that's when they actually recommend that you start eating dates, like around 32 to 36 weeks. Around that time is when you can start eating dates. 3 medjool dates or 6 of the smaller dates, and those will help your cervix to dilate better, and it will also help you get into a spontaneous labor. So eat those dates. Have you had Braxton Hicks? Yes, I've had a lot of Braxton Hicks, like the last 3 weeks, I want to say. And Braxton Hicks basically is just like your stomach, your uterus contracts, and it contracts like really, really hard. It gets super hard, and it feels like a contraction, but it's not a contraction. Well, it's like a practice contraction, because it's not painful. It's just like, you just feel it hard. So yeah, I started getting them around 37 weeks, I wanna say. 36, like 36 weeks is when I started getting them. Are you ready if everything changes in your labor? Yes, I think that's one thing that I've been like also working on mentally, is just to be open to like whatever happens during the labor. And obviously I have a vision for it, and I have my birth plan, and I have like what I want in my heart for the birth, but also I'm remaining open to like, okay, the way that she decides to come, that's like her decision. And I know that we're a team, but also I've been practicing that, just like surrendering to whatever needs to happen. And I'm gonna do my best. So how are you enjoying your sexual life pregnant? So I feel like we've gone through phases. So the first trimester, I didn't really feel like having a lot of sex because I was feeling like tired and nauseous, and it was just like, no. And then the second trimester was amazing. Like, oh my gosh, we had like some of our best sex, like literally in our whole relationship was during our second trimester. And then the third trimester, I feel like it kind of went a little down like that. Not like bad, but just like we weren't having as much sex as we were having in the second trimester. And then now recently, like these last 3 weeks, like I feel like we're back to having more sex. So I feel like I just got more comfortable with like my big belly. During the first weeks of the third trimester, my belly was just like growing so much, so I was starting to feel more uncomfortable, but now I just feel more comfortable with it. So yeah. What has been your diet during your pregnancy? So during my pregnancy, I started eating a lot more meat and fat. It was also when we moved to Texas. So here there's a lot of farms, a lot of regenerative farms. They have really good grass-fed, grass-finished quality meat and pork and everything. And we buy everything from our farmers market, our local farmers market. For those of you that don't know, I was vegan for 6 years. So it took me like 2 years to start eating meat again. But when I was pregnant, I was like, okay, like enough with this whole guilt trip thing. Like, time to take care of your health. So lots of bone broth and obviously lots of veggies, staying super hydrated, fruit, and not being afraid of fat, like good fats, because obviously there's the super processed oil, like those are bad. You don't want to do those, but there's good fat, like animal fat is good, like even bacon I've been eating, like ribeyes, you know, they're very fatty pieces of meat. So just not being afraid of animal fat too. How have you been taking care of yourself during the third trimester? So I've been doing the raspberry tea leaf. I've been doing the dates. I've also been using my birth ball a lot, which I want to film a little video for Instagram on like my birth ball stretches and exercises. So leaning forward a lot, making sure the baby is getting into the right position. At one point, she was never breached, but she was like sideways. So I was doing some inversions. What's it called? The Miles circuit, which is from this program called Spinning Babies, spinningbabies.com. They have really good resources. Going to the chiro, just making sure the baby's in the correct position, staying super hydrated, taking all my vitamins, and the meditation and the breathing, like breath work, focusing on my breath, doing that at least 10 minutes a day. I feel like that's really gonna help me during labor. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, just doing that. So I think that's all the questions that I'm gonna answer for today, because this video is already very long. But I just wanted to thank you guys for coming on this beautiful journey with me. Pregnancy has been amazing. I've enjoyed it so much. And let me know what other questions you have in the comments, and then I can do another pregnancy Q&A and share more. And yeah, if you want to know more about what's going on in my day-to-day, follow me on Instagram, because I'm there every day. So if you're wondering if I already had the baby, you can just go there. And if you see me active on stories and I'm still pregnant, then that means that I'm still pregnant. I love you guys so much. I send you a big hug. Thank you for being here. And remember to subscribe below if you haven't subscribed, because I upload videos every single week. Mwah! Bye! See you in the next one.